Hey everyone, Complex back with another video, and today is something extra exciting. I've been waiting to make this video for y'all for such a long time, but Warframe has finally released the Old Blood update on PC. It is coming to consoles later on, but with the Old Blood update has come a brand new Kavat. It's called a Vasca. It's kind of vampy-ish. I'm obsessed. They are gorgeous. I cannot wait to hang out with my new son Vlad in game more than I already have. And so I thought today I'd walk you through the steps on how you can also get yourself a Vasca Kavat. So let's just dive on into it. So you're gonna need to take your Kavat with you to the Plains of Eidolon at night. Now I will start off by saying it is easier if you have two Kavats, as I don't know if this is going to work with just one. The whole idea of what you're about to do is you're going to take your Kavat, get it infected by a Vasca Kavat, which I'll show you how to do in a moment, and then you need to take that genetic imprint. And when you take the genetic imprint, it actually cures them of the Vasca virus. And I don't know if you can reinfect a Kavat with it a second time. So if you only have one, that is something that you might be able to play around with. If you have two, though, it will make everything a lot quicker, as you can bring them out one after the other to the plains, which is what I did, because the genetic imprints do take an hour and a half to make. So that way you don't have to worry about whether or not it is night again on the plains when you go back to infect your second Kavat. So it does just kind of keep things moving at a much faster pace if you just bring them out one after the other and then you make their imprints one after the other. So as you're roaming the plains, you will eventually stumble across a Vasca Kavat unless you are using the lures from Master Tassoni, which we didn't do that. We just decided to roam around and find them ourselves. And I will say we found them within like a minute to a minute and a half, and they do roam in pairs. So if you're bringing a friend along, it will work out that you can both get your Kavats infected at once. Now, when you find yourself a Vasca Kavat, it's time for them and your Kavat to make friends. And by friends, I mean they're going to attack each other and you're going to need to let your Kavat get hurt. Once your Kavat turns red, as Kitten just did, you know that they are infected, and that means it is time to either rinse and repeat with your second Kavat, or it is time to head back to your orbiter in order to make a genetic imprint. So in order to make a genetic imprint, you are going to need a blank genetic template. You can get that in a variety of ways. You might have one just randomly in your inventory. You can buy one for plat in the store, or through the marketplace, you can also get the blueprint and build yourself one. Now, it does take 6 hours to build, but if you were somebody that wanted to use plat originally, if you buy the blueprint, it only costs 5 plat to rush it, as opposed to the 15 plat it takes to just buy one outright. So if you still wanted to get it instantaneously, but you didn't want to spend the 15 plat, that is an option that is available to you, and kind of a workaround for spending too much plat. Now, once you make that genetic imprint, you will find that you have a Vasca Kavat one in your inventory. And like I said earlier, it does cure your Kavat of the Vasca virus, which is super nice in case you didn't want them to stay infected. Now, if you do have a Kavat that gets infected with the Vasca virus, but you don't want to make yourself a Kavat, Master Tassoni also sells on Cetus a cure-all for 500 standing, so you can easily use that to cure your Kavat down the road. Now, once you have two of your Kavat, Vasca Kavat rather, genetic imprints, it is time to make yourself a Vasca Kavat. You are going to need all of the same things that you need for a regular Kavat, which is an incubator core. You're going to need 10 genetic codes. You are also going to need a stasis chamber, and you're going to need to make sure that you hit Vasca imprint when you go to imprint the correct genetics onto it, so you can make yourself a Vasca Kavat. And then it is time to wait for your new baby to incubate. So once you have waited for the incubation period to end, you are the proud owner of an adorable Vasca Kavat. They're just the cutest little babies, and I love their little fangs, especially as babies. But once you've had enough of the baby stage, you are good to mature them for combat whenever you would like. Once they are matured for combat, you will note that you can change their appearance. The fur pattern that is available to you on Cetus is something that you can actually put on the Vasca, which is pretty cool, but I, for one, am just in love with how they look naturally, so I stuck with that. All of the patterns, or colors rather, that you have too will also work on the Vasca, so you can customize them to your heart's content, and it does look like all of the armors also work on the Vasca. And then the Vasca also came with 2 mods that are exclusive to them. So the first one is called Draining Bite, and when fully ranked, it does 400 damage, and the Vasca will restore 10% of its health to itself when that happens. Then there's also Transfusion. When fully ranked, the Vasca will sacrifice 20% of its health in order to heal its master, which is you. So it's pretty cool that one mod is going to help with survivability for the Vasca itself, and then the other one is going to help the Vasca keep you alive. Now, the one thing I didn't want to mention before we closed up was if you don't want to actually go through all the steps in order to get yourself a Vasca, there is a Vasca starter kit that is available in the marketplace. It comes with pretty much everything that you'll need in order to make yourself a Vasca, including the 2 Vasca imprints, a stasis chamber, incubator core, and Kavat genetic code. So that is an option available to you, just in case you don't want to do that grinding out for the Vasca. And that is going to be it from me today. I hope this helped if you were having any trouble getting yourself a Vasca Kavat. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments down below, or feel free to find me on Twitch. I do stream Warframe about once a week, and I'm always happy to answer questions when and where I can. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night and or day, depending on where you are in the world, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.